I'm going to be working in another program called Adobe Bridge. Bridge is one of those kind of helper programs that Adobe came up with a couple of years ago. It's gotten a lot better in recent years. It's mainly known as a photo organizing program. So if you take a lot of photographs or if you just got a lot of pictures on your computer itself, use Adobe Bridge to be able to organize these. When you launch it, this is what it looks like. And usually on the left-hand side, you can choose whatever folder that you want to work in. And also on this side, you can organize your photos into various different categories. First of all, you can give keywords to your photographs that you're working with. I'll show you how you can do that in just a second. You can organize them by the date that they're created, what orientation. So if you know you need to find portrait-sized photographs or horizontal landscape size, you can choose that type of orientation. Also, if you have a digital camera that records whatever ISO speeding or your exposure, your aperture settings, those type of things, you can easily select and choose those photographs from there on this side. What I did was I'm using the photographs that we used to put the watermark on top of, all of those wildlife photographs that I downloaded from the internet. On the the right-hand side, if you're in the basic one, here's where you can add the keywords and assign keywords to the photographs you're working with. If you're a photographer or if you're creating lots of work, adding keywords is just a great thing to do to be able to organize and keep your workflow going a lot quicker. Imagine if you went out to a wedding and you had to take 1,000 photographs in one day. And you need to be able to differentiate, well, I need to show them just pictures of the bride or just pictures of the groom or just pictures of the reception or just certain people. Well, you can tag those photos with different keywords and then later go back in and be able to organize them and place them into different sets that way. Later on, we'll learn about metadata. You can use metadata to be able to protect your photographs and be able to add more information and save those into your JPEGs that you're creating. For today, however, let me show you some things that I use Adobe Bridge for. So I've got all of these different photographs. Each one of them has the number that's assigned to them. It was probably created by the camera or whoever created these photographs to upload them to the internet. What I want to do is I want to quickly rename all 50 of these images as quick as possible. So with them open, I'm just going to click on the first one at the very top, hold down Shift, and select the rest of them. If you'll go up to Tools, the first thing is Batch Rename. With this one, remember I got y'all to rename and add the word thumbnail to the beginning of all the little thumbnails that you had to create for it. Here's a quicker way of doing it. I'm just going to keep everything else the same. I'm going to resave them to the folder that they're in. In the middle, you can choose different little features to add to your file name. And in this case, I want to add the word wildlife. I always use an underscore just to differentiate between other bits of data in the file name. You can add a date or a time that the file was created, or in this case, the time it was saved. And you can choose how you want it formatted, year, date, month, that sort of thing. You can add extra text to it. So in this case, if I want to separate everything else by an underscore, there's that. And then finally, you can add a sequenced number to it. So if I want it to be numbered 1, 2, 3, 4, you can go from here as well. Let's see, I want to make it a 3-digit. Everything else, I'm just going to keep the same from here. So when I hit Rename, in just a few clicks, I've instantly renamed it Wildlife. Misspelled it. Wildlife, but it's also got the date that it was saved and also the sequential number underneath it as well. It's a great, easy way to rename and create from here. For your bonus work today, we've been learning how to make websites using Adobe Photoshop and how to quickly format the images. In Adobe Bridge, you can create a slideshow type website using just Adobe Bridge and just the images that you've created. I'm going to select all of my images again. Then I'm going to try to find the output. Up here at the top, there's the word output, and there's a drop-down menu. And I'm just going to choose the word output from here. It may take just a couple of seconds to load up. That's one thing about a bridge. It's, for whatever reason, it's kind of a memory hog, so it takes a long time sometimes for this to load, especially if you're working on a laptop. Just give it a few seconds. Down at the bottom, I've got all of my images that I want to use. I can change them up. You can output these images 2 different ways. The first way, up at the very top right-hand corner, is to create what's called a contact sheet. You can make a PDF that will put each of your images into different rows. By default, it's 2 by 2, so you're putting 4 different images onto one page of PDFs. Or you can do a 5 by 8 column, or you can do your own custom columns from there. So that a contact sheet is just a great way of quickly showing someone or sending out someone your portfolio to show what they look like. You can type in more information down here about the exact size and dimensions you want each of them to do. What we're going to worry with today is making a web gallery. This is going to generate HTML code, and I think there's also some Flash code that'll be involved as well. But creating a web gallery will create a web page from the photos that you have. When you choose web gallery, there's a couple of templates you can choose from. I'm just going to keep it one of the standard, or these from here. You can find and download other type of templates people have made. But yeah, let's choose the second one, film strip. And some of these have different styles that you can choose from, large thumbnails or medium thumbnails. I'm not going to preview it just now, but if you continue scrolling down, you can give your gallery a title. So I'm going to call this one Ben's Nature Photos. And you can also add captions underneath it, my photos, tell an about section of your gallery, give contact information, those type of things. At the very bottom is where you can start giving some customization to the website that you're creating. In this case, you can change up the color of the background, the thumbnails, the text that's in there. I'm going to scroll down, change up the size and appearance of the slideshow. Let me hit preview and actually show you what the slideshow would look like. When you hit preview in browser, give it a second to process everything. Now for my computer, for whatever reason, it's giving me an Adobe Flash security warning saying there's something going on wrong with it. If you just hit OK, if this happens on yours, hit OK, and it still should work. So I'm in Firefox right now, and so here's my web gallery. I can click on any one of the images on the left-hand side, and it'll load up from here. This is completely legitimate. I can upload this to a file server, and it'll be able to play from there. Again, you can adjust this. It's completely customizable. The background color can be changed. Here's the gallery name that I have. You can scroll over and see the captions on the other side, contact information. And you can choose some of the different themes that's available in there as well. Since I'm in preview, I'm just going to go ahead and close this out. Let's say I wanted to change the background color to, okay, there's my color picker. Something a little bit more festive. Let's make it a light blue. And maybe change the thumbnail size to something a little bigger as well. So now when I hit preview in browser, give it a second to crunch. Well, it changed the border color of that. I thought I was going to change the main background here. This is what I want you to play around with for yours. What I want you to do, this is going to be a bonus project. I want you to find 50 images that fit some sort of theme. You can't use the wildlife photography that I gave you. You can go on Facebook, find photos of your friend. You can find images of a holiday theme, of cars, animals, food, whatever you want to do, as long as you have 50 images that you can work with. I then want you to open them up and add a watermark that has your name and the copyright information to it. And I want you to rename each of those. I've got it on the sheet that's over here with your name, the date, and also a numbered sequence to that. You can do all of that in Adobe Bridge. The last thing you're going to do is take all those 50 images and create a web gallery in Adobe Bridge. From there, you can choose your own template, customize it however you want. When you're done, at the very bottom of the right-hand side, you'll need to tell where you want it to save at. By default, you can save the location. If I hit browser, let's see, I'm going to save this to my desktop. And we'll hit open. It's going to save it to my desktop in this case. If you do have a website and you know what your FTP server and password client is, you can type in the actual web address that you own and upload it directly to a website. Again, if you're a photographer and you want to quickly show the photo shoot that you did with someone, this is just a great way of making a quick, simple website, sending it out to them, and then you can send them a link to something that looks really professional to be able to show off.
The customer can't get the photos off of that gallery?
No, I don't think so. I think it should be protected to be able to click and drag off of that. Also from here, it's going to resize your photographs. So it's not going to have the full resolution. They're going to scale it down to whatever you chose for it to be as well.
Do we need to change the resolution on the photos
Nope,
as
you
well
don't.
as put the name on it?
Nope, it'll do everything for you. It's going to change the quality of it, the size of it, everything. So you don't have to change anything. Once you're done, hit save. Give it a second to crunch the numbers. Like I said, if you're doing this on a laptop or something that doesn't have as much memory, this will take a little bit longer to do. So this is something you do at the end, then you go get coffee or go get dinner and come back and it's done. But imagine doing it the old way where you actually had to program everything. All right, gallery's been created. I can go to my desktop now. There should be, there it is, Adobe Web Gallery. If I open up this here, there's going to be two folders inside of it. You have your index file, and you've got your resources. The resources file, this is where it has all the JavaScripting. There's your SWF, that's your Flash file, and all your images, and the large, the medium, and the thumbnail sizes already done for you as well. Pretty cool? When you're done with your websites, you can come up here. I've got I didn't pass out the information, but you can pick it up, and you can work on this as a bonus project. It's going to be due by tomorrow at 5 o'clock. So you can work on it today. If you don't have time, the Mac Lab's going to be open. You can come in and be able to work on it outside of class as well. Alrighty, I'm going to turn it over to you, let you all finish up the project.